But I want to go back to something. That's the fact. Why is it that we're talking about Israel having to make a strike against Iran? It's because Iran has announced they plan to strike Israel. They've stated as recently as August, just before President Ahmadinejad came to the UN General Assembly, he said that he wanted to eradicate Israel from the face of the earth. He has said that if he has a nuclear weapon, he will use it to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. He will use it against the United States of America. This isn't just an idle threat. This is a reality. And that's why President Obama has failed the American people, because for 2.5 years, he gave Iran the luxury of time. He met with them with no preconditions. It's the doctrine of appeasement. He has changed the course of history, because at the time when we needed a leader most, we didn't have one. That's what I'll do differently as President of the United States. I'll leave.
All right, we're going to continue this, but we have another question from Paul Wolfowitz. Go ahead.
Wolf Blitzer could have just simply said he did not say that.
Energy independence is something that President Obama certainly has avoided.
But that's going to take many years.
It will, but...
At bare minimum, Blitzer could have said Bachmann's claim was false. She knows she's lying. Before this debate, she was corrected on live TV.
They've already stated that they would use a nuclear weapon to wipe Israel off the face of the map. That must never occur. Iran has also stated they would be willing to use a nuclear weapon against the United States of America. I think if there is anything that we have learned over the course of history, it is that when a madman speaks, we should listen. And I think in the case of Iran, that is certainly true.
Congresswoman, of course, the United States is concerned about the nuclear program. Iran denies that it has one, so it hasn't threatened to use them.
After this, she goes on to the Republican debate and says the lie again. The liar knows she's lying, and CNN and Blitzer know she's lying. On the website, they admit the lie, but how many people are going to go to the website and find that link and find out that Bachmann is lying? That makes it even worse, because they can even put the truth on the website.
How does she rate her performance tonight? The Minnesota Congresswoman, the conservative Tea Party favorite, standing by right now live with Gloria Borger. Gloria?
Thanks so much, John. Thank you for being with us, Congresswoman. I was most interested in your comments on Pakistan.
The way it works is people don't think that, oh, I better check the website to see if Blitzer just sat by and let a lie like that to be told on TV and for it to go unchallenged. Wolf Blitzer isn't correcting the record, so millions of Americans have been deceived. On the website, they do admit that what she said is false. But how many people are going to go on the CNN website and find that specific link? Because it's not even in every article. Even an article about the topic being Bachmann fumbles the facts, even that article doesn't mention it. That's ridiculous. So they really are downplaying it.
And recognize, this is why this is so serious for all the listeners at WHO. If Iran has a nuclear weapon, or when they gain a nuclear weapon, if it does happen, they will have the capacity to decide who the customers for oil will be and what the price will be, and they will hold the world hostage. This is something that cannot happen.
So what do you think needs to be done? What were the action steps that our President Bachmann would take?
They are many. They would begin with equipping our ally Israel. We need to sell to them the refueling tankers that they require. We need to sell to them the jet fighters that they require.
Refueling tankers for what?
Refueling tankers for the aircraft that is needed to be able to go to war if they need to with Iran, because Israel is very vulnerable right now, because Iran has stated unequivocally once they obtain the nuclear weapon, and they're intentional in creating this weapon, once they obtain it, they will use it to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. They mean that. Now, just pause for a moment and think what that would mean for the world if we woke up and found out that a nation was no longer here, that it had been taken out by a nuclear weapon, our ally Israel. And imagine then if they had that capacity, them using that against the United States of America. Because this is not an academic question. The president of Iran and the mullahs in Iran have stated as recently as August of this year, and again in September of this year when he came to the UN General Assembly, that they would use a nuclear weapon against Israel. He said they needed to be eradicated from the face of the earth, and they would use it against the United States. I am unwilling, if I would be the commander-in-chief, to wait until an American city was obliterated by a nuclear weapon, killing millions of Americans, to respond to Iran. That's what Ron Paul will do. He would wait until after we are attacked before he would respond. I will not. As Commander-in-Chief, I will do everything within my power to make sure that never happens.
You know, would you attack North Korea for what they've done if you're willing to attack Iran?
All right.
This isn't about attacking Iran. This is about preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon because of the very clear intentional statements that Iran is making about what they will do with that nuclear weapon. What would you have us do, Jeff? I mean, here we are. We seriously have to consider this very real possibility that if Iran has a nuclear weapon, they will use it. They will use it to kill millions of people.
So if you're not talking about military action to stop Iran, then what are you suggesting then?
I am talking about potentially military action. I'm talking about putting everything on the table to making sure that never happens. Why haven't we taken military action against North Korea then? North Korea has not come out and said that they will use a nuclear weapon to wipe Israel off the face of the map, nor have they said they will use it against an American city to wipe us out and kill millions of people. That's a big difference.
Click here for part 2.